Don't stop. It's time to get the money and the power. Yeah.
Greedy.
You ain't got no reason to blame me. Me, all the stress.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tell your friends and family because it's going down. Good morning, Mrs. Phil, DJ Sam, Jason.
Here we go. I can't beat it all the time. I know you think I'm shady. I'm just out here making money. Why you trying to blame me? Now you wanna throw a fit and drive me crazy.
Hey, clockwise.
Either way it go, I know you understand. Cameras, and when it's all said and done, we won't be together.
Why you keep on blaming me? Cause I'm doing better?
Yeah.
Alright, you know what time it is. It's time for the show. Alex, you know what time it is. Southern Delight. Tara. It's deja vu.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these rats.
Hey.
I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
Let's go.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you rich and famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. Yeah. I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they hit my neck, they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I'm in it. Got a lot of confidence and I can see it. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Yeah! I'm way off the rails.
It's like deja vu, cause we feeling like a soldier. Like deja vu, I thought I told you. It's deja vu when I'm running up these rats.
I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's Return of the Mac, they say I'm off the rails. I can't wait for you, I get it for myself. So many places to be, I got plenty. Act like you've been here before, we start trending. Don't mistake me for a lame or a goofy. Rockstar life ends like a movie. Hollywood, Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a Fiat. Now they looking for me like a Ray Epps. It's a conspiracy how I keep on getting checks. This money keep on falling like it's dominoes. Special delivery and I got a lot to blow. Feeling like I've been it before. Deja vu is hitting me to the core. Memories flashing back once more. I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor. Yeah, it's deja vu. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's deja vu, I can't escape this rhyme. It's deja vu, it's a never-ending climb. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourselves a round of applause. It could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with me once again. It's Friday, and once again, we are in the Thunderdome. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name of Zeus, aka Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? The answer is very simple. The first H is because I am the most honest person out here on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God, I won't tell a lie under oath. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most humble person out here on social media. There's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, listen. I was driving down the street one day, and there's a little crosswalk, right? And you're supposed to be behind the crosswalk so that the people walking, they walk their dogs, they have space to walk. Well, listen, I may have went a little too far and the bumper was hanging over. You know what? I am so sorry. I will put it in reverse. I know there's a car behind me, but I will back it up so you can get through. All right. That's how humble I am, ladies and gentlemen. And the last H is because I am the most handsome. I really am. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Heaven. Yes, the fourth H, I'm thinking about it. It definitely would be hardworking. I'm the most hardworking person out here, and you know it. Now, before we go into today's topics, many of you know what I do. I tend to want to hear from all walks of life because, this is probably one of the most inclusive experiences you're going to find out here on social media, right? Even those who I know are on that monkey dust, right? The MAGA. But here's the thing. Whenever someone gets in my box and they start acting a donkey, TikTok penalizes Zeus. Right? Dang. So, with that being said, new rule in effect, effective immediately. All forms of lies and misinformation will not be tolerated. And in addition, anyone that I suspect is violating the TikTok community guidelines, they have them right there, I will just drop you from the box. That way you don't get reported and I don't end up throwing away a whole show's worth of work because you chose to get in here on that monkey dust and start acting a fool. As much as I want to say this applies to MAGA, this basically applies to anyone. We have no problem with you getting in the box and telling the truth and shaming the devil. But yesterday, it was a great example. You get in here, you start spreading lies and misinformation, you start saying hateful stuff like that. I shouldn't have to teach you how to conduct yourselves on social media. I shouldn't have to do it. And no one on this platform should have to do it. You should know this yourself. And if you don't know it, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I put them here. Spend some time getting familiar with the TikTok guidelines. It is not the responsibility of the host or the moderators to help you get familiar with this. Do you understand? It has nothing to do with you being a Republican or a Trump supporter. It has everything to do with you getting in the box and acting like you have some doggone manners. And stop blaming everything on everybody else. Okay? Start taking accountability for your own nasty, filthy conduct. Okay? All right. I don't want to have to cover this again. Oh, today the favorite H is honest. Well, that's amazing. Thank you, moderators. Now, before we go any further, another disclaimer. Somebody said I needed to say this. This show is rated Z. Z for Zeus, right? Isn't that nice? All Trump supporters, MAGA, you should be accompanied by intellectually stable supervision, okay, to watch the contents of this show. So if you don't have anyone here to help you understand what we're talking about, go ahead and get them. We're willing to work with you, but don't get into these boxes and get into the comment section and start acting a fool. And along those lines, if you are a Trump supporter and you hate the truth, now is your chance to exit stage left. Because over here on this side of town, no holds bar, we hold the folks on the right, especially your leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable at all levels. All right? So if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Now is your chance to leave, and you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Right.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S.,
Right.
if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can
Right.
leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Retreat! All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here after all of that, then more power to you, okay? And I hope to see you on the other side. Now let's get into this Thunderdome stuff. I saw someone put hypocrite in the comment section. Well, you're right on time. You're right on time, all right? Because that's what we're talking about right now. So we all remember our good friend on the right, Kid Rock, and all of these MAGA Trump supporting thugs. Good morning, Yazzie. They went on this. We can't stand anything with rainbow ties, right? And they went bad on Bud Light. You think the beer that built this country, one of the American beers. This is how you know they're on some of that monkey dust, right? It's an American beer. So now I gotta say, don't drink no American beer, right? But they got the guns that you should have seen them, and they took aim at these beers because they were supporting people in the LGBTQ community. What? Don't boo me. Would you rather me lie? Order, don't boo me. I'm telling you the truth. So they took aim at Budweiser, and they were out there telling people it's a boycott. And Kid Rock was leading it. And what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? Evidence has now came in, and it's been out there for a while, but it's the first time I've addressed it in the kingdom. Kid Rock has proved to be the king of hypocrites as his Bud Light fiasco blows up in his face. Ladies and gentlemen, this country music star, according to multiple sources, says he has a bar. He owns a bar in the lovely state of Tennessee, right? You know they like to drink out in these states, right? And at this bar, it's called Honky Tonky Rock and Roll Steakhouse. You familiar with that? Honky Tonk. Okay, wow. I mean, what more do we need to say? And guess what he was doing and is still doing at this bar? He is still selling Bud Light. I know. Silence. Silence, please. Once again, we have found our friends on the right to be caught with the hand in the jar in terms of being hypocrites. It's almost as if the louder they complain about any issue, the more we have to come to grips with the fact that they themselves are admitting this is what they like to do. You like to name your bars Honky Tonk Rock and Roll and sell Budweiser, and then you get your guns and you go on to YouTube and you take aim at the very thing that's providing you with a way of life. Hypocrite! Think I'm lying, right? They say I'm lying. You don't have to take my word for this, ladies and gentlemen. They're calling him out all over social media, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you can't make this stuff up. And what bothers me the most is the fact that it's once again more evidence of hypocrisy. Hold on, let me see what I got here for you. I wish, can you see the menu? See, it doesn't let you show the menu. Okay, but these folks are calling Kid Rock's bluff. Okay. What happened to the hatred towards Bud Light? All of a sudden, as long as Bud Light makes you some money, you can sell it to your people. And by the way, we know he's not selling it to folks in the LGBTQ plus community because they're not going there. So who is he selling these Bud Lights to? Who is he selling the Bud Lights to? You know who he's selling it to. MAGA and Trump supporters. So either, listen, I don't know what to say about this. Either you're lying to us. No, I can't battle right now. Sorry, I can't battle. Either you're lying to the folks out here, Trump supporters, or you're being hypocrites, or we have to now start questioning what's going on upstairs. Do you see the hypocrisy? Trump supporters, honestly, I gotta ask you, do you see the hypocrisy in this, or are you having a hard time seeing it? Do we have to get the crayons and the coloring books out, right? To my subscribers, can you please do me a favor? Can you please, because we've caught them being hypocrites, can you please hand out those knee pads right now? All right, can you? Trump supporters, get those knee pads ready. This is why I continue to say, get those knee pads ready. Yes, brother Alex, get those knee pads ready. Because this is why I say Jack Smith is coming. You're going to have to apologize to America at some point. And I truly believe it's going to start when Donald Trump is convicted and put in jail. And so I got these special edition knee pads for you. So when you come in my live, my subscribers can hand them out to you and get you prepped. I shouldn't have to do this, to be quite honest. I shouldn't have to, but you know what? I understand someone has to, and I'm more than willing to do it with the help of my friends. All right, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our next topic. What do I want to cover? What do I want to cover next? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go here. The GOP's nut job, they call him nut job, squad is crippling Donald Trump's chances of being reelected. See, these two, they run what they like to call an echo chamber. Okay, you hear the same thing, right? What are they doing over there? They're obsessed. They're retaliating for Donald Trump right now. They're trying to impeach President Biden. They're trying to erase history and say Trump was never impeached, right? These two, ladies and gentlemen, for the record, will likely solidify support for Donald Trump, who's already behind in the poll numbers. So what they're saying is these two, right? They're helping a lot of people in the Republican Party get behind Donald J. Trump, who we all know is a known loser. Lauren Grover and Marjorie Taylor Greene. By the way, shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene for getting expelled from the Freedom Caucus, right? Isn't that amazing? They're already turning on each other. It's almost as if Russia and the Republican Party are experiencing the same kind of challenges, right? There's division within, right? And you know what the good book says about division? For those of you who struggle with math, let me tell you, it says a house divided cannot stand. In this type of turmoil, ladies and gentlemen, it is not helpful going into the 2024 election. It's helping the Democrats, but it's not helpful for the Republican Party. Rather than quaking in terror, Democrats should be shouting, "Bring it on!" Impeachment fever may be emotionally satisfying for the Republicans, but the frenzy comes with political costs for the GOP in 2024 and beyond. In general election terms, impeachment is a boon for the Democrats, which is why House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is desperately trying to slow walk these simple-minded drives for vengeance, right? Flimsy charges will do nothing to bring back independent voters, and the GOP badly needs this for Trump to have a chance at winning. And ladies and gentlemen, they're not going to get it because these two right here, they are helping to seal Donald J. Trump's fate for him to once again run to be the biggest loser in American history. So let's give Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and the GOP Nutjob Squad a round of applause for helping President Joe Biden. Thank you. They don't like me because I tell the truth. Well, guess what? I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing a lie, okay? Because you know what happens when you believe these lies. You end up doing time for Donald Trump, right? Look at Walt Nauta. I saw him yesterday. He had to go get arraigned. I saw Walt Nauta, short guy. He was pretty short. And the weight of the DOJ is weighing him down all on his shoulders. Could you imagine having to be a co-defendant with Donald J. Trump? Imagine! On one side, it says the United States of America versus Donald J. Trump and little old Walt Nauta. Who do you think's going to win that, ladies and gentlemen, right? You can say that I'm off the rails all you want, but no lies have been detected, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, let's move on to talk about our favorite. I hear this guy, Rudy Giuliani, is on the verge of also being a co-defendant. Okay, now we know he went in there and he talked to Jack Smith. He went in there and he talked to Jack Smith, trying to, get that queen for a day proffer, right? He's going in there and he's telling on Donald Trump about this whole fake elector scheme. And what really gets me about this is I've yet to see one live where any of my friends on the right, especially those that know what's on Hunter Biden's laptop, especially those that know President Biden is guilty, right? Especially those that know that the election was stolen, right? If you ask these folks, all right, come in, let me ask you. All right, be frank with me. It's just you and me. You ask them, what do you think about the attack on the Capitol on January 6th? You know what they say? They go, there was a lot that happened today. I don't know. Do you know who planted that bomb near the Capitol? Oh, there was a bomb near the Capitol? Oh, I've never heard of the bomb. Oh, you haven't. Have you heard of, the Nancy Pelosi conspiracy? Oh, I know all about the Nancy Pelosi conspiracy. Have you heard about the Ray Epps conspiracy? Oh, I'm an expert at the Ray Epps. Do you know who's in charge of the D.C. National Guard? Yeah. Okay, so you've heard about all of that, right? You heard about all of that, but you don't know who's responsible for the attack on the Capitol. Hypocrites, they lie right in your face. I mean, there's some backstabbers, right? I need to play that backstabber song. They lie in your face, they smile in your face, but all the time they want to take your place. They know what happened on January 6th, and they know who's responsible for it, but something in their brain says we can't say it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure we understand what's going on here. Rudy Giuliani has some exposure when it comes to what happened on January 6th. He was directly soliciting the submission of these fake electors and continuing to make these public statements with no basis in law or fact. And it goes further. We don't know if he's continuing to stick to that when he goes in front of a grand jury, okay? But he did stick to that when he testified before the January 6th Select Committee, and we don't know if he has changed his tune because recently he has now talked to Jack Smith and tried to work out some sort of deal. And ladies and gentlemen, one piece I want to point out is the missing piece here is what Giuliani knows, right? And I'm going to have to bring it up I'm going to bring it up now. There was an argument that took place in the White House 4 days. Yes, 4 days after the election was called for Joe Biden. And it turns out Rudy Giuliani was called in by the former president to referee this argument. And I hope we can get some information about it. So let's see. Let me see if I can cue this up for those of you who haven't been brought up to speed on the latest and greatest information about what exactly happened in this infamous meeting.
So my son got me this.
In this infamous meeting, listen up, because I know you don't got time to watch this stuff, so I want to make sure you know.
And tonight we are learning more about what the special counsel Jack Smith is zooming in on in what is believed to be the closing stretch of his January 6th investigation.
It's almost here, ladies and gentlemen.
This is exclusive reporting tonight, new reporting on CNN.
That's right.
Our sources are telling us that Jack Smith and his team have signaled a continued and seemingly renewed interest in what was one of the most chaotic meetings to ever happen inside the Oval Office.
Oh!
This was December 18th in 2020,
Here we
6
go.
weeks after Trump had lost that election, as the lawyer Sidney Powell, Trump's former national security advisor Mike Flynn, and the former CEO of Overstock.com floated some of the most desperate suggestions to keep Trump in power. Martial law was brought up. So was the proposal to have the U.S. military seize voting machines. You may remember hearing about it from the people who were there.
Wait a second. So the U.S. military was supposed to seize voting machines? Trump supporter! Not one time. Yeah. Not one time have they had the courage to go live on their platforms and discuss this, right? They never bring up the voting machines. Why is it? Tell them, Caitlin.
And later testified before the January 6th Congressional Committee.
Right.
I was not happy to see the people in the Oval Office. I don't think any of these people were providing the president with good advice.
I mean, at times there were people shouting at each other, hurling insults at each other.
Cipollone and Hirschman and whoever the other guy was showed nothing but contempt and disdain of the president.
I think that it got to the point where the screaming was completely out there.
Wow.
I'm gonna categorically describe it as you guys are not tough enough. Or maybe I put it another way, you're a bunch of
Wow. So we got him on tape. We got evidence. There was a shouting match in the White House. It involved Rudy Giuliani and a bunch of other people. You can see them right there. And all of these folks were planning to steal the election from the American people. And you complain. They do. They get out here and they try to say it was the Democrats. I've been watching this, all of this stuff that's came out in the wake of Donald Trump's presidency. And you know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen them say Nancy Pelosi was involved. I haven't seen them say Ray Epps. You know who Ray Epps is? They haven't said he was involved. We keep getting to Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to my last and final point that I want to make sure you are all fully aware of. And it is this. And you saw the video I put up yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jack Smith a round of applause.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family is a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him. They do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser and abuser. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Yeah!
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. deranged Jack. Donald Trump is indicted and they take
Get him, Jack!
and they turn it into 36 charges. Every time the radical left Democrats launch Jack indicted me, I consider it a great and he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to make sure you are all fully aware of this latest, greatest piece of information. According to Donald Trump's own personal attorney, he said that Jack Smith wants to rain down hellfire on him and the former president and his supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, what sources are saying is where we are currently. This is not a good thing for Donald Trump or his supporters. Why? Well, they believe special counsel Jack Smith is determined to go after the former president for political purposes. Does anyone think this is a political hit job? Does anyone think this is a witch hunt? Or does anyone realize that, or do you think this is probably because Trump broke the law and committed some crime? Which one is it, folks? You tell me. I will say that Jack Smith absolutely wants to rain down hellfire to the president and his supporters, not just the people in his orbit, but also his supporters. And he's not going to stop at nothing at all. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jack Smith a round of applause. And I want to make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you understand what's really at stake here. When it came to those classified documents, and like I said before, we got him on tape. We got his attorneys. They've turned on him. You got Walt Nauta out there, who's his co-conspirator. You got him at Bedminster. They are saying Jack Smith, and this is why I think Trump says, what does he like to say?
He's deranged, Jack Smith.
This is why I continue to say it. Because nobody in this country should be above the law. And there's reported suspicion that Jack Smith will indict Trump in another jurisdiction. Many of you know Bedminster out there in the state of New Jersey. So let's give Jack Smith a round of applause. Trump supporters, get those knee pads ready. Because, take it from me, Jack Smith is coming. I know I went into one of those lives you had yesterday, and they're out there and they're saying, Jack Smith handed off the case to someone else, right? You heard this? I got news for you. Whoever told you that, they're lying to you. Don't believe them. This is the same person that told you Biden was going to be taken out of the White House, remember, through 22-380. You remember that? The same people that told you James Comer and Jim Jordan, is his name James or Jim? I don't know. The same people that told you they had dirt on President Biden and Hunter Biden's laptop. Ask yourself, have these people ever been have they ever been found to be truthful about anything? Who's lying to you? Is it us or is it them? And ask yourself the next question, why do you think they're lying to you? They're lying to you because they want you to send your money to them. They're lying to you because they're fake TikTok hosts. They're fake TikTok hosts, and they just want you to go in there and be viewers to their nonsense. But trust me when I tell you this, and I got to open up these boxes so I can hear from those of you. Trust me when I tell you this. Jack Smith hasn't handed the case off to anyone. Merrick Garland appointed Jack Smith to be the special counsel. Unless, do you trust the FBI? Wow, an overwhelming 80% of you said you do. And you should. And you should, because especially these hypocrites out here that like to say they protect the kids. What department, what government organization can you tell us is assigned to helping kids, okay? And don't say Mel Gibson in Hollywood. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. All right, let's open up these boxes, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got much time today. It's Friday, and I want to make sure. I get through as many of these people, as many of you as I can before we go on into our beautiful plans for the weekend. So feel free to send a guest request, but like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to drop you from the box if you're getting off track with the programming, because we're not throwing away the progress we're making. And what do I want to do, ladies and gentlemen? What do I want to play real quickly? You know what? Let's just get straight to it. Let's get straight to it so that we can start our day. Good morning, Sister Takisha.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Man, listen.
Thank you for the subscription. Go for it. What do you got for us?
Yesterday, man, I didn't get on nobody live. I felt like I had been laid down and given great sex all night after I gave allowance with a bonus.
Oh.
To the man I was with. I was so tired, Zeus.
Why? What happened? Hold up. Slow down. Wait a minute. Where were you?
Man, listen. I partied like it was 1999.
Oh, 1999. What?
Man, listen.
What happened? What was there a celebration that I missed? What is going on?
I went to my brother's house and celebrated like it was my last part of my life.
Oh, wow.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Man, my legs was so, man, you would have thought I had did the bobber hop all night long.
What?
It was sad, Zeus.
What?
I couldn't join nobody live. I didn't even want nobody joining in with me.
Oh.
I was scared that I was going to get more tired than what I already was.
Oh, it sounds like you went hard in the paint.
Listen, every color paint it was, I was in it.
So what exactly was the occasion?
You know, they celebrated the 4th. I just celebrated having ribs on the grill.
Oh! And who cooked those ribs?
My cousin Arthur is the best griller that you'll ever find in your life.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
If you be in the house and you be hearing that meat saying, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Oh.
And I just ran out there with the pan because I heard it.
Oh,
I'm coming.
Lord.
Oh, babe, listen.
Now, you should have brought some for everybody. Why? You know how this goes. You ain't supposed to be in here talking about stuff like that without sharing. Sharing is caring.
Well, Zeus, the people talk about inflation. The ribs are so high.
Oh.
You really can't share them according to the people that are still taking trips and stuff, meat is too high to buy,
So. Do you really think these folks that complain about inflation, do you really think they're out here struggling like they say they are? Because
these people are still doing the exact same thing they was doing before they started lying about inflation.
Oh. So they still going out to these places of degradation, right?
Listen, the beaches are full, the restaurants are full, the airports are full, the bus stations are full, the hotels are full, the street that the prostitutes stand on are empty because they're still paying for sex. I mean, come on, Zeus. Nothing has changed.
Oh, wow. Wait a second. Now, you're telling me that our friends on the right that have been crying about those prices of eggs, right? You remember, it was a big deal. You remember about they couldn't afford to put gas in those Chevy trucks, those Ford pickups. And they couldn't afford to fly to go see their mothers. Okay, you telling me these folks were lying to us?
They're driving those pickups on Prostitute Boulevard, picking up the prostitute, buying those Magnum condoms that they know they can't wear, and then after they finish, they're taking her to get an egg McMuffin. They're not worried about inflation.
Wow, what a shame! Once again, we have found them with their hands in the cookie jar being hypocrites. What exactly do you think they're worried about? Because, I covered earlier the part about the Budweiser. I don't know if you saw that, right?
Yes.
Where Kid Rock, you know what he did about Budweiser.
You know that his restaurant still serves Budweisers.
Exactly. So,
Yeah. He
the
just
fact.
did that just for publicity.
Mm,
These people do all this stuff because they want to be with the in crowd. And most
mm,
of those people that made those videos are
mm,
still drinking those beers right now as they're listening to you
mm,
getting mad because Rudy Kaludi, Diaper Hair Dunny, they're all going down by
mm.
Jack Smith.
Jack Smith! Oh!
Listen, his name could be Jack and the Beanstalk. It could be John Doe. It could
Oh.
even be Smith and Weston. He's coming. He's coming.
Do you think?
And how you gonna rain down hell's fire when hell is already down?
Oh! What do you think about his co-conspirator, Walt Nauta? Do you think he's gonna eventually flip?
Let me tell you something. Walt is gonna tell harder than a man is gonna tell on himself when he comes home with those stains in his drawers. Acting like he's been to the club. When he know he been over Sister Nancy's house giving her the goods. He's gonna tell it all. Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited.
Do you think once okay, and at what point do you think his supporters are gonna, concede and say, you know what? Trump is a criminal.
What did I tell? What did I tell you, Zeus?
What did you say?
He's gonna be pulling out of them, zipping up his pants, and they're gonna still be bent over, looking back, waiting for him to come back. They're never gonna give up on him. Never. There's nothing we can say that's going to change their minds.
Wow.
There's nothing he can do that's going to make them. He can come out and confess, and they're going to say that they made him do it. They'll never, never believe that their beloved wet the bed Trump is guilty of anything.
Wow. Trump supporters.
Never.
Is this true, Trump supporters?
Never.
This is alarming at so many levels.
It's the Trump hairspray they're using.
Oh.
It fries their brain when it gets exposed to heat. So the more they spray and the more they go out, the more the lies are baked in their scalp, and it gets to their brains, and now they have Trump brain.
They have Trump derangement syndrome.
They have Donald Duty brain syndrome.
Trump supporters, are you hearing this excellent feedback that you're getting today? This is a Friday. It was supposed to be a light day today. But Sister Takesha is bringing hellfire as well in the box, as in terms of helping you understand. Now is your chance to jump off the sinking Titanic of sorts, right? Jump off.
Listen, when he goes to jail, Zeus, there's going to be transfer trucks of care packages outside the jail for him. Their kids are not going to get a Trump party for college. They're going to get a Trump party for his jail time. Those kids are not going to even have sheets for their dorm room beds because they're going to be trying to get sheets for Trump's cell. I'm telling you.
Do you hear what we're saying here, ladies and gentlemen? And what can you also give us an update on that dope they found in the White House?
Let me tell you something. That they said that dope, that I knew it was Donald Jr.'s, They said that it was found where the visitors have to sit their personal items when they're touring. So I'm thinking that maybe somebody tried to come in with it, and one of the Trump supporters were going to plan it to make it seem as though it belonged to Biden and Hunter. We know the plan. We know what they're up to.
Thank you. So you hear
It's
that,
not
Megan?
gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
They've been trying to plan a lot of things on the Bidens, right?
Listen, they have treated those people like fertile ground.
Wow.
They are planting everything that they can, but the ground is so wet that it won't take root, and it keeps uprooting. They need to take those gloves and put that shovel down and just get somewhere and sit down. It's not working. It's not working.
Exactly. You hear that, MAGA? Stop trying to say it's Hunter Biden's and Joe Biden. They really think President Biden is in there doing this stuff.
Listen, either the man got dementia, either he the most crafted criminal in the world, or he's on the cocaine.
Oh my God!
You gotta
Which
pick
one
one.
is it?
You gotta pick one. The only thing Joe Biden is probably on is Viagra, so Jill can keep smiling. Other than that, because she keeps smiling. She keeps smiling and holding his hand, so he's probably jacked up off Viagra. Versus Melania, who keeps swiping Trump's hand away and won't even be seen in public with him.
She won't Melania. Yeah, and why do you think Melania doesn't want to be seen with her own husband?
Because she's not with him. She hasn't been with him in years. The lady was tired of pretending in public like she was tired of pretending in bed. And so she just left both of them, the bed and the public.
Trump supporters, let's take a minute to really look at what this means. When a man's own wife doesn't want to be with him like this, you got to ask yourself, why do you want to be with him? Right? Don't they need to look in the mirror now and ask themselves, if Melania doesn't want to hang out with him, doesn't that say something? Or is Melania the problem?
You know what? Who is this? Who is this trying to insult me? Who is this? Hold on 1 second. Because evidently he doesn't know me. Let me see.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Hellfire is about to ring down.
Kendall.
Uh-oh.
You know what's worse than one ignorant black person? Yo, dumb ass. That's what's worse. I'm sorry, Zuki. I'm sorry. You're worse than one ignorant black person because you stand for 25 ignorant white people. You're dumb. Your name is dumb. Your family's dumb. Your affiliation is dumb. You're dumb. You're just a dumb.
Oh my God. Don't let them get you worked up.
Listen, don't ever come for me. You don't know me. I can come up here and crack you all day long. I have it so bad you won't even want to show up on social media another day.
I've asked those of you in the comment section to please follow the TikTok guidelines and keep it clean. Stop giving my moderators and panelists a hard time. All right? Please. Tell them. All right? Well, listen, Sister Takesha.
Yes.
We have reached that time. My timer didn't work. I thought it would work, but it didn't. But we got to move on and get to our next guest. All right?
And I want you to have a wonderful day, Zeus. And I'll be back every day from now on. So I can go on and see Kendall every day.
Oh, Lord, you're starting to talk like my mama used to say to me. She used to say, you don't want me meditating on your behind, right?
Oh, I'm going to meditate all night on Kendall. And I'm coming back tomorrow for clean stuff. Because you know my other lives I go hard. But I'm going to keep it clean for you. But when I get through, he going to be dirty and soiled in his diaper and crying. You have a nice day.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Sister Takesha a round of applause. Ain't that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. It's like my grandmother used to say, tell the truth and shame The devil. Don't worry, listen, Trump supporters, I have a full stock of these knee pads, okay? So don't worry, we're not running out. They're there, and my moderators are handing them out as they see fit. If you need a pair, just raise your hand and say, moderator, please give me a pair of these MAGA knee pads, okay? Because I need them now more than ever. All right. Next panelist, good morning. Wakanda, nice to see you. How are you doing?
I'm blessed, Zeus. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just another day in the kingdom taking out the trash. You know how this goes.
It's a lot of trash to be taken out. It's a lot of
Absolutely.
trash to be taken out.
Mm-hmm.
It sure is.
It sure is. Now, there's been a lot going on. Is there anything in the kingdom we need to address? Because this is about keeping things in order.
Zeus. I just came on here for the MAGA people. How much worse does it have to get for you? That's my question.
Sorry.
Oops.
I'm really sorry.
I'm not apologizing.
I mean, it's the level of the evidence that's just stacking up, and even though they pushed the trial back to December, it's just, and you keep hearing about all these people that keep getting interviewed, and you just like, woo, the list is just out of hand. What you gonna do?
They think it's a conspiracy. They think the government is doing a witch hunt, right?
That's what they think.
But what do you say? What do you say if you have to tell the next generation, and you have to describe this moment in terms of what happened? Would you tell them this was the biggest witch hunt in American history?
I would tell them, yes, it's the biggest witch hunt in American history. Of which one of them is going down first? That's what the witch is for. Which person is going down first? Because at this point, they have just ran through the list of Republicans that's lining up to tell the truth now. They see that's what's bad when you got, and we know a lot of Republicans don't. I mean, I was right. A lot of Republicans don't tell the truth, but when the Republicans is lining up to go before the FBI and go see Jack Smith and have a conference, you better start rethinking your association. Listen, and they was all, Trump this and Trump that. Now they lining up to tell, hold up, I got some of these. I'm selling this truth $5 for $1. Yeah, come get it.
Come get it.
When you read about the stuff that's coming out, Zeus, it's literally sad because they didn't want the woman. They didn't want a woman leader. They did not want Hillary Clinton. So they voted for Donald Trump. So they voted for Donald Trump, and then some of them didn't vote at all. And so that's how we got Donald Trump in office. And now we got to try to clean up the mess that they voted for. We got to clean it up because it's so bad.
Mess in the White House. A criminal.
Yes. And so then then he got in the White House and then left with a bunch of documents that he knew didn't belong to him, and now we can't locate them at all.
Right.
We have no idea. So now we're in a situation where our allies are looking at us cross-eyed and saying, I don't know if I want to have anything to do with America because what y'all voted in has compromised the entire world.
Do you hear this, Trump supporters? Listen to this truth that's coming out. They've got those documents, and our allies don't trust us because of this.
Our allies don't trust us, and they're looking at us cross-eyed and don't want to come visit. Because I'm like, I wouldn't want to be over here because you don't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's the sad part of it.
That they're giving Trump way too much of a pass. Do you think he should already be in jail?
Baby, when they went in there and found papers on the floor. Come on. Let's go for a ride. They should have took him right then.
Talk to him. Because they keep trying to say he's getting railroaded and that Jack Smith is giving him such a hard time. But can you tell these folks what really would have happened if Jack Smith would have given him a hard time?
If he was really giving them a hard time, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't be out. He would only be out 1 hour a day if he was really giving them a hard time. He'd be allowed 1 hour of motion time outside his cell if he was really being given a hard time. They would treat him like he was one of us. If they was really giving him a hard time, they show him what they do to black folks in this country on the regular. That's a hard time, baby. Y'all don't know nothing. What y'all wish y'all knew what a hard time was. Don't get me started about the justice system. Baby, they don't know what that is.
They don't know.
They have no clue.
What about these folks out here that say, well, we want to try to work something out. Can't we all just get along? You know, the folks on the right. Can't we all just, move on as a nation and put this stuff
when they come to their senses and come to the right, when they come to their senses and come to the right side of this case and everything, we can get along just fine. But until then, I can't get along with liars and thieves. I can't do that. Yeah. Liars, thieves, and the uneducated. I'm sorry. I can't get along with that.
What about those Christians who love to say, they follow Jesus Christ and Donald Trump? What can we say to them?
It's funny to me that they follow Jesus Christ, but he took care of people when they just sitting up there trying to discard them. That's what happens when you just read, when the only thing you read is the Gospels and no other parts of it. When you don't look into what Paul wrote and in the books of Peter and you reference the New Testament and the Old Testament, you got to run them together. You can't just look at one piece and try to run with it. The Bible says out of the mouth of two or three, let every word be established. You can't take one scripture and run with it. You got to get the rest of them together and then come up with a conclusion.
Would you say it's safe to call them hypocrites?
Woe! What did he say? Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you shut up the kingdom of heaven against man. You do not go in yourselves, nor do you let others enter, blind guides. Ain't that what it said in there? That's what I read.
It sure does.
So I'm just saying, get the whole row. Rightly divide the word of truth. You ain't even got. Don't get me started,
Preach it from the highest mountain. All right. See what we do is we show them that whatever they're reading, we know about that too, and that their interpretation of what they're reading needs to be updated.
Right. That's right. Go back and get that whole thing and read it again with some comprehension. Because see, that's the problem. You're not reading with comprehension. Go back to school and get and go back to your reading teacher and have her to teach you how to read with comprehension. Stop speed reading. Slow down and read that right.
Amen. Okay, Mega. I know this has been a tough live for you. Okay, because there's been no let up when it comes to the truth in here.
And do us a favor, first of all, and see, this is my biggest problem, Zeus.
Get on them. Go ahead, tell them.
This is my biggest problem. First of all, read the indictment. How about you start there? Read the indictment. You have no excuse because they have it on YouTube where it's the audible. Somebody reads it to you. You have no excuse not to have heard it yet.
Oh, wait. You're saying they can't say they're too busy and they haven't had time and they didn't know that? You're saying they can't do that?
No, they don't. No excuse because it's an audible version. There's a few audible versions on YouTube.
Does it cost?
So you can go back and listen to it if you're having a hard time getting through the words.
They can't afford it, Wakanda.
It's free. It's free, Zeus. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's free. You tried it. All y'all tried it. It's free.
Have you read the speaking indictment? The poll is out. Good. All right. And by the way, the previous poll says 90% of you support democracy over MAGA. So let's give yourselves a round of applause. Okay. So they need to read the indictment
with comprehension.
Okay.
And you're right. I seen somebody read type that in the comments. Reading is fundamental. And it's good for your digestive system. So you can get some sense around here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I know they think, we do bring a certain degree of humor in these lives, but I want them to, while they embrace the humor, I want them to also embrace the truth. There's been no lies told, no lies.
And the thing about it is, you've been fed a constant diet of lies.
Right.
That's the problem. And I'm gonna tell you what was so sad, Zeus. And I don't know if anybody has brought it up yet. I seen a video yesterday, and a reporter had went to one of the Trump rallies, and he was talking to this guy, and the man said he don't care what Trump does, he gonna always support him and vote for him. He said Trump could be on now. Let me tell you how deep it runs for him.
Even if Trump harms kids.
Listen, let me tell you what he said.
Wow.
Listen to this, Zeus, because this is what sent me.
I'm
starting to believe, I'm starting to believe there's no hope for him, because this guy said Trump could stand on the steps of the White House with a pew-pew and unalive somebody, and he still would support him.
Whoa!
On the steps of the White House, in front of his face.
Wow, shame.
On the steps of the White House, and unalive somebody in front of his face, and he still go in the booth and pull down the vote for him.
Wow.
That's now that to me now how far now, but you're good Christians, you believe in the Bible, but you would let somebody do that and you still support them?
Wow.
You can't tell me you believe in God and you doing stuff like that. I'm sorry. You can't convince me.
They're hypocrites. They are. Yeah. Hypocrites. Well, listen, Wakanda, I appreciate it. All right.
Of course.
As always, it's a pleasure to hear you come in and tell the truth and shame the devil. All right.
All day, every day. All day, every day. All right. Have a good day, Zeus. Everybody.
All right. You too. And listen up, Trump supporters. You better take what she said very seriously. All right. Let's give Sister Wakanda a round of applause. See, I gotta, when you're cooking in the box so long, sometimes I know I got something, they might get you out of here. I had to save them. Now, since we don't have anybody in the box, which is great because that means I get to go tend to my affairs in the kingdom. One of the things that I like to do is I want to remind the American people of some of President Biden's accomplishments. Can we talk about some of Biden's accomplishments, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if you heard about this, but this came out right before I went live. 209,000 jobs added, which has extended President Biden's streak of gains. You cannot make this stuff up. This is the one they called Sleepy Joe. They said he was on drugs. They tried to say him and Hunter Biden. They had dirt. They had the dirt on these two guys colluding. They tried to say the same man, the laptop was in the Titan submarine submersible. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how do you explain this? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give President Biden a round of applause, and then let's go over some of his accomplishments. Confident, Mr. Biden. Yes, $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things that I want to also keep in mind when they try to say Biden is racist, Trump supporters, I want you to keep in mind, you know how you like to bring up the 94 crime bill. I want you to also remember, he served under President Barack Hussein Obama for 8 years, 2 terms. And then he became president of the United States after Trump, and he brought Sister Kamala Harris. Which is proof positive that he gets it. He has done the work, and he's a rehabilitated man, and he cares about his country. He believes in country first, okay? He's not like Donald Trump, who likes to put himself above the country. And President Biden also believes in law and order. This is why I say there won't be a red wave. It's over. What else did Biden do? Help get 500 million life-saving COVID-19 vaccines in the arm of Americans. You remember those lockdowns, right? You know who locked us down? It was Trump. But who got us open? President Biden. What else, ladies and gentlemen? $369 billion investment in climate change. Ended America's longest war in American history by getting our troops out of Afghanistan. Right? What did he do? Cut childhood poverty in half through the American Rescue Plan. Achieved historically low unemployment rates even after the pandemic caused them to skyrocket. What else? Recommitted America's fight against climate change by rejoining the Paris Agreement. Strengthen NATO alliance in support of Ukraine, right? We need to support Ukraine by also endorsing the inclusion of world military powers, Sweden and Finland. They don't like me because I'm telling the truth. Well, guess what? I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing a lie. What else? One of my favorite things to say. He held Vladimir Putin accountable for his invasion in Ukraine by imposing stiff economic sanctions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I should say he also created more jobs in 1 year. 6.6 million, more than any other president in the United States history. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Scott, cut it out. That's not fake news. That is not fake news. That is the truth. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes, okay, you want me to go. The CHIPS Act. So much winning, right? The PACT Act. And gave Medicare the power to negotiate prescription drug prices through the Inflation Reduction Act. And the list goes on. You see, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap this lovely live up, and like I said, thank all of you. You know, you let me get away today. Normally the boxes are full and screaming with a lot of people, but I guess you're saying, Zeus, go on and have yourself a great rest of your day because you've done such an excellent job all week, right? What I want to point out, thank you, Christina. What I want to point out, especially to my friends on the right, is, you know, it doesn't take much to be great in life. Okay? I know you have your mind wants to believe that there's a conspiracy behind Biden's record of success. Like they think there's a conspiracy about what all of us, especially us Democrats, are doing out here on TikTok. They don't understand. The only thing you got to do is tell the truth. If you live in truth, you don't have to waste all of your brain power keeping lies going. Okay, and this is the problem. Okay, you don't have to waste all of your brain power being a hypocrite. The reason Biden won the 2020 election is simple. He was the most qualified candidate, okay? And an overwhelming majority of Americans could see it. We didn't have to be tricked into believing it. Yes, it's shocking that a lot of people showed up to vote for Biden. I know Trump likes to tell you he got record votes, but the truth of the matter is He got that, but Biden got a bigger record of votes. And it really does have to do with the fact that most Americans, they don't want to be lied to. Most Americans, they don't want to believe conspiracies and misinformation. Most Americans are pretty knowledgeable and go and get their information from credible sources so that they can be as informed as possible. MAGA, listen up. You are not the majority. You are actually the minority. I just read you all of Biden's accomplishments. No lies detected. Ask yourself, can President Biden be as corrupt as I think he is and pull off this list of accomplishments? How is he doing it? Ask yourself that. Can President Biden do this and at the same time be the one solely responsible for prosecuting Donald J. Trump? Do you think President Biden can do that? He's Sleepy Joe. Let's make it a little simpler, okay? I'll tell you why you think it's a witch hunt. You think it's a witch hunt because Donald Trump is lying to you. Did you see all of those? What did you say? Did you see all of those 10 people to see Biden in Colombia? Okay, what is that? So you think there's a correlation between what you see on camera and what goes down when people vote. All right, I gotta address that. There's no correlation. There's no correlation between rallies, Trump's rallies, and what happens in the booth. So that's your first mistake. I know, and then you gotta also keep in mind, Trump likes to lie about his crowd size. Right? He lied about his crowd size the day he was on Inauguration Day. He lied and he said he had more people there than Obama. That's another conspiracy I want to debunk. He didn't. Obama had a larger crowd size. This is a banana republic. No, like I say to you, listen, to the Trump supporters, if you're still complaining, listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
listen to him.
Very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too.
Right.
But if you're not happy, you can leave.
If you need help buying a ticket to go to a country of your choice, Russia, what else? Russia, North Korea. You can go to North Korea, or you can go to China, President Xi. If you need help, just let us know, and we'll be more than happy to help get you there, okay? Because if you think the United States is a banana republic, wait until you go and visit some of those countries, all right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I leave, it looks like Sister Takesha wants to come up and say her closing remarks. So let's give her a chance to say something before we wrap this live up. Go for it, Sister Takesha.
I just wanted to help you out on the person that's talking about crowd size.
Who?
Because apparently they don't understand. Let me make it simple for them.
Uh-oh.
Say we going to a concert, Zeus.
Talk to him.
And it's 4 artists that are coming in the concert.
Right.
I only like 1 artist. Some people in there might be there for 2 artists. Just because the crowd size is that big doesn't mean everybody there supports the artist. You can be out there hollering Trump 2024 and you're not even eligible to vote. So what you out there hollering Trump 24 gonna do for you when you can't even get a man no support in the voting booth? So guess what doesn't matter? Crowd size.
Tell him.
Biden can have 2 people, and them 2 people gonna go in their booth and vote for him, and that'll be more than what Trump gonna get out of his rallies. People like mess, so they go to get mess and look at a president that's a loser.
He's a
3-time loser.
He is.
And they out there because they're losers too. So they agree with him because they all on the same page. So crowd size didn't get him in last time, and it ain't gonna get him in this time.
Nope. The only crowd size that we care about is that crowd size on January 6th, right?
That's the only crowd we're concerned about.
Yeah.
We know they were there to support him. And guess what it did? Absolutely nothing to help him still get in there.
Nope.
So crowd sizes don't work with Donald Trump. He might as well rally from Mar-a-Lago in his office.
Sad. He should be taking a page from President Biden's book.
Right. Just stay on in the bunker.
Yeah. We don't want to see you out here spreading lies and misinformation, all right?
Don't want to see you and definitely don't want to be you. And you have a nice day, Zeus.
All right, you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Sister Takesha another round of applause. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for me to wrap it up. You all have a great rest of your morning. Stay safe out there. Stay blessed. And Trump supporters, do me a huge favor. Get those knee pads ready, because Jack Smith is coming. Take care.
Los hands in the kingdom.
And I really am. Thank you all. See you next week. Or I may do it again.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. So I be careful with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flyer than an eagle and got bread on me too. Took a long time to get here and I'm feeling brand new. You living like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money in my mouth. I can't leave it up to you. I can't hang around with you. You fall in love too quick. You a high risk. Mix all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Tell me that mix with the truth. Yeah, with the goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment, now I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guaranteed to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool, even though I'm hot. People telling me be cool, I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goose. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Try to be patient, but you act like a beast. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm looking like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. Thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, oh my God, call me Zeus.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. 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 He's deranged. Jack Smith.
Easy on the beat like Zeus. Let's go. Easy low on the beat like Zeus. RNC on the beat.
Yeah, you heard about me.
Take care.
See, I see you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
officer indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. Jack Smith. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
Have a great day.